In this video we are making a classic Iwagumi aquascape, big rocks, full green carpet and a large group of my favorite nano fish. Okay guys, today is the first official day working in the new Heim studio. If you have no idea where I am, then make sure to watch this video first. I'm basically in my local fish shop and the owners have asked me to scape 4 big tanks for them. So just to give you guys an overview of the space, we have a 2-meter tank. This one holds roughly 840 liters. Then we have a 4-foot tank or 120 centimeters. We have an AQUASCAPE line 100, so 100 by 50 by 50. And we have an AQUASCAPE line 90, so 90 by 45 by 45. I think we're going to start today with this one, and then I'll just work my way up all the way to the 2-meter tank. Yeah, so we're starting today with this one. The AQUASCAPE line 90 holds roughly 180 liters. And you guys have already seen it from the thumbnail, we're going to make an Iwagumi. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of making Iwagumis, not my strongest point, but the owners really want one, so that's why we're going to do it. Plus, they have some really amazing Hardscape in the store, so it should be a really nice Iwagumi. Okay, so let's quickly go over the entire setup. Like I said, this is the AQUASCAPE line 90, really high quality set, perfect for aquascaping. We have a nice cabinet with plenty of space for an external canister filter. Has like a little slide out platform, so maintenance is really easy. On this side we have same space, but also with a shelf. You can remove the shelf if you want to. For example, if you have a really big CO2 cylinder, which we will probably have. A nice cutout in the back for all the electricity cables. And then on the side here they have these really nice cutouts. Right now it's like a full block, but they also supply you with 2 smaller ones. So if you have an external canister filter, you can loop all the hoses through that, and it just looks very clean, you know. So that's the tank and the cabinet. For the light we're using the Chihiro's A2 series. It's kind of like the budget range from Chihiro's. Right now we're just using one. We might upgrade to just have 2 of them on here. Also right now it's mounted onto the glass. I think in the near future we'll probably hang them from the ceiling or with some sort of a tank mount. So that's the setup for today. I think it's time to get to work. We need to start building the Hardscape. The good thing is we are in a shop, so we can literally just grab whatever we need. We want to grab a shopping cart, we'll take a little walk around the shop, grab soil, grab Hardscape and get to work. Okay, so first thing we need is some substrate. The shop has a lot of different brands, ADA, Chihiro's, Danelay. But since this is a Oase tank, I think there's something sponsored as well. So we're also going to use Oase soil. Oase has brown and black. I think I'm going to go for the black one. I think it just looks the nicest. And besides the aquasoil, I'm also going to grab some crushed lava rock. This is from JBL Volcano Mineral. We're going to use very big rocks, very heavy rocks. So I want to make sure we have some good support. So crushed lava rock as well. Okay, so we have our aquasoil, we have the crushed lava rock. I also grabbed 2 of these filter media bags because I would like to keep the crushed lava rock separate from the aquasoil. So I'm going to fill some of these media bags with the crushed lava rock. Then we use this as a support for the rocks, and then we just cover everything with aquasoil. Now before I forget, I went to my local hardware store and bought like a little sheet that I can put on the floor. So if I do make a mess, you know, I'm not ruining the floor here. You know, this is not my space. I'm trying to be respectful here and just make sure I work clean. So I'm going to lay this out on the floor first. Okay, so we have all the substrate. Next thing we need is some rocks. So the shop has an amazing Hardscape collection. They have some really good pieces of serious stone. They have other rocks as well, but I feel like an Iwagumi with serious stone, that's just the most classic thing there is, you know. Look at this rock right here. Absolutely beautiful. So I've already did a little bit of work beforehand. Over here in the dojo, I've created a little layout which I think looks pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna grab all these rocks, bring them to the gallery, and then we can start scaping. Alright, so obviously I don't want to put this massive rock directly onto the glass. We could put in some soil first, but soil is very soft and it's just going to start rolling away. So I'm going to make a few of those bags with crushed lava rock first. Okay, I made 2 of those bags. I think that should be enough. It's mostly for that big rock anyway. So obviously this side is not very good looking, so we're gonna face the rock this side to the front. It's heavy. Okay, so that's the main stone. Now let's get the second largest stone in there. I don't really need the crushed lava rock bag for that, but we might want to raise a little bit, so we might want to first put in some soil so we can raise this one up a little bit. Then I was thinking something in front of the main stone, something like that, just to give it a little bit more depth. Yeah, and then just a few smaller rocks around it, cover everything with a nice layer of soil, and then just very minimal planting. I changed my mind, decided to make one more crushed lava soil bag for this rock as well. Yeah, I think that looks good. This will kind of be the main composition, and then once the soil is in, we can add some smaller rocks to make it more interesting. Now before we add in the AQUASOIL, I'm going to add my secret weapon. I brought this from home. This is APT Start. They don't have this in the store. It's basically a substrate booster, they call it. It has beneficial bacteria, it has some nutrients as well, so it's just going to help cycle the tank faster. I like to use this in my tanks at home, and when I started using this, I kind of just noticed that I have less startup algae issues. So APT Start first, and then we can add in the AQUASOIL. So if we open this up, we need to first remove this little blue sachet, because this is what you need to add after the water is into the tank. So we'll save this for later. And then everything that's in here, we kind of just sprinkle all over the base of the tank. So it's just some nutrients and some dry beneficial bacteria, which will get activated once we add in some water. Okay, so now we can go in with the AQUASOIL. Since this is a full Oase set, we're also using the AQUASOIL from Oase. I have used this one once or twice before in the past, and yeah, it's good stuff. So normally for a tank of this size you would need at least 3 bags, but because we already have the crushed lava rock, the rocks are also taking a lot of space, I think we'll just start with 2. Okay, so that's 2 bags in. Now, I do want to have a nice slope towards the back, but maybe this is a bit much. Let's bring a little bit of soil forward. But now that the AQUASOIL is in, it already looks completely different, right? It's starting to come together. Okay, now right now this one is directly in front of the bigger one. Doesn't look very natural, so I'm going to either bring it a little bit this way or a little bit that way. Well guys, I said at the beginning of this video that I don't really enjoy making iwagumis, but it does become a lot more enjoyable when you have almost unlimited amount of rocks available and some amazing rocks as well. The main stone, beautiful. I think I'm quite happy with the Hardscape, so I'm going to take a quick break, have some lunch, come back, have another look at it, and then if I'm happy with it, we can fill up with water. Okay, here we go. Filter is installed. We've attached a Chihiro's metal jet pipe set, I think it's called. So this set doesn't have a skimmer, but we will use the Oase crystal skim. So yeah, I think it's time to fill this one up with water. Okay guys, fast forward, it's roughly 2 weeks later. Today we're gonna plant all the aquariums. So So we got a whole box full of plants, but for the Iwagumi it's pretty straightforward. We just have the dwarf hairgrass. I got about 20 or 30 pots, and this is the Eleocharis minima. So I'm going to do this one tank at a time. I'll start with the Iwagumi. I'm going to start by preparing all the pots of dwarf hairgrass. Then I'm going to shut off the filter and drain the tank, plant as quickly as I can, and then fill it back up again. And hopefully that way the filter won't be off for too long and will keep most of the beneficial bacteria alive. So this is my first time using plants from this wholesaler. I'm very happy to see they're using liquid media and in vitro cups. It saves me a lot of cleaning. So I just remove the plant from the cup, drain most of the water, get rid of the water, and then once I'm done with that, I can split them all into smaller portions. Okay, tank is fully drained. I'm just gonna smooth out the AQUASOIL a little bit. Plants are prepared as well, so in a minute we can start planting. I'll probably just do a time lapse as well. That's 24 pots of dwarf hairgrass. Each pot is divided into roughly 20 portions, so there's almost 500 portions of dwarf hairgrass in here. Okay, let's fill it back up. Okay, I'm gonna put a plastic sheet here so we don't disturb the substrate too much. And then I'm just gonna start very slowly. Perfect. Okay, fast forward, another 4 weeks have passed since we planted this tank, and right now it is looking really good. The other tanks still have some startup algae. This one is completely clean. So today is a very exciting day because we're finally going to add a fish. There's already a few inhabitants in here. We have a bit of a cleanup crew. We have some Creton snails. There's a couple of otocinclids in here as well. But yeah guys, I mean, look at the plant growth. There's still a few spots where you can still see the AQUASOIL, but I would say we pretty much have a full carpet. And after just 4 weeks, I think that's quite impressive. Of course, we did plant very densely, but yeah, I'm really happy with the plant growth. So just a quick overview of how the system is running at the moment. So we have the in and outflow in the back left corner. We have the oasis skimmer in the front corner. Then on this side, we have the CO2 drop checker, and the CO2 diffuser is over there in the back. Then inside the cabinet, over here we have the oasis biomaster. And on this side we have the CO2 system. This is a CO2 system from Denale. It's on a timer and yeah, it's working well. Using a solenoid from Denale as well. This is to shut off the CO2 at night. Oh, and for fertilizer, the guys are currently using the Tropica Premium. So I've had a few weeks to think about which fish we want to use in this layout. And we want something colorful, we want something exciting, something that's readily available as well. So we've decided to go with Galaxy RASBORAS. So fish delivery just came in, so we don't have to catch anything, so that's good. So these came straight from the wholesaler, and the wholesaler that they use here is called Gommers. I think he's actually sponsored these fish as well, so shout out to Gommers. A whole bag full of Galaxy RASBORAS. Should be 50 in here. Now while these guys are acclimating, I'm actually going to shut off the CO2, so we don't actually, you know, give them more stress. So turn off the CO2. Make sure we put it back on later. Okay guys, are we ready? Welcome to your new home, guys. Don't be shy. Trying to stay in the net. Come on. we finally have some movement in this tank. That looks really good already. Of course, they're very pale at the moment, so we'll give them a few minutes to color up. Okay guys, the first build video in the new Hames gallery completely done. Really happy with the end result. I'll make sure to do an update of this tank in a couple of months, you know, when the carpet is fully grown in, when the Galaxy RASBORAS have grown a little bit bigger. For now, this is it. Don't forget to smash that like button. See you in the next one.